Hi, hello, welcome everyone. Today we are going to learn about the operators. We are starting from the operators. So, what are the operators? Operators are required to perform calculations, comparisons, and evaluate, evaluate logical expressions. Hence, operators are essential in programming. So, when we are doing programming, operators are must. It is necessary. Okay, it is a must. We should use these operators when we are writing programming, and it is an essential thing. So operators are required to perform calculations and to compare and evaluate logical expressions. So you know, when we are doing when we learned about the pseudocodes and the flow charts, there we did some logical things, we did some calculations, right? We did some comparisons. So all these things are needed. Yes, I don't know why today the connection is not stable. So please, if you can't hear it, just send me a message. Okay, maybe my connection is dragging or maybe your connection is lagging, but there are some connection problems. Fine. So as I told you, operators are used to uh, operators are used to perform calculations, comparisons, and to evaluate logical expressions. So there are basic types of expressions or operators. Sorry, there are basic types of operators, and that is normal. As in every calculations, we are using these algebra operators. You know, right? So these are the algebra operators, and the same rule is applied in programming also. The same rule you are using in mathematics, same rule is applied in the programming when using these algebra operators. So operators are the addition, the plus, minus, and this is the multiplication, it is a star. This is division and div mod. Okay, so plus the usage is addition, minus is subtraction, the star is multiplication, the slash is division, div is division of round numbers. I will tell you. Division is division, div mean division of round numbers, mod mean remainder after division. Okay, so this is the div and mod. These you know, right? The usage of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, everyone knows. Div and mod mean, if we say 20 div 6, 20 div 6 mean the answer of dividing the 20 by 6. So what is the answer if you divide 20 by 6? It is 3. So this is the div. Okay, the upper part, the div. Mod means the remainder. After you divide this 20, there is a remainder. So the remainder is the mod. Now understood? Division of round numbers is the answer of the division. Mod means the remainder after the division. Everyone got it? Because these will be used in our programming language. Okay, Mariam, okay, right. So these are algebra operators. So there are at about 6 algebra operators, and most importantly, these are new to operators which you are learning today. Next one is comparison operators. Comparison operators are used to compare values or expressions. This is to compare the final result of an expression which consists of a comparison always takes a Boolean value. Hence, expression will be true or false. So, when you are comparing a number with another number, the last expression would be true or it can be false. Okay, two answers, either true or false. So these are the functions. These are the functions. There are 6 functions. So the first one is greater than. So 7 greater than 3. So yes, the result will be true. Greater than or equal. So 8 greater than or equal 8. Yes, it is true. So it is equal to 8. Less than 3 less than 2. It is false. It is wrong. Less than or equal 4 less than or equal 6. It is true. Equal. This is the function we are using for equal. Not equal means we use it like this. Okay, it is not equal. So normally we are not using not equal like this, right? We are cutting this equal when we are using in mathematics. But here in programming, we can't use a symbol like that. For that, we are using the greater than and the less than symbols face to face, opposite. So the meaning would be not equal. So 2 is 2 not equal to 5. True. Now understood these comparison operators? Okay. Next one, logical operators. Logical operators, can you guys remember the logic Boolean gates? Those are the logical operations. And, or, those. So logical operators are used to combine 2 or more expressions. For further study on this, refer basic logic gates that you learned in grade 10. So you can remember the basic logic gates. It was one of the interesting subject in grade 10, the basic logic gates. So if you can remember the logic gates, those are the operators which are used here as logical operators. So here, AND operator. You know the meaning of AND. AND means both of the, not both actually, all the expressions which are entered should be on, isn't it? If it is on only, the output would be true. Can you remember? That is the rule of the AND. I told you. Just take it as the grammar of the English. And what is the meaning of AND in English? And mean everything. So if I told you to buy a red pen and a blue pen, you should buy a red pen and a blue pen. Both should be bought. Likewise, the operator AND means AND operator takes the form first expression and second expression. So both expressions should be true if you want the output expression to be true, right? Depending on the first expression or second expression being true or false, the result becomes true or false. The following table shows the function of AND. So for an example, the first expression false and the second expression is false. So the output expression would be false. First expression and second expression false. Here first expression is false, second expression is true. So the output would be false. So we used 1 and 0 in Boolean gates, right? In gates. You can use true or false, 1 and 0, doesn't matter. Okay, all are same meanings. 0 means false, 1 means true, or on and off. On means 1, off means 0. So you can use these expressions. Okay, so here the first expression is true, the second expression is false, so the output would be false. Here the first expression and the second expressions are true, so the output would be true, because the rule of the AND operator or the AND expression or the AND rule is whatever the input you put, all the inputs should be true, or all the input should be 1, or all the inputs should be on. Then only the output would be on. If you input 99 inputs as 1 or as true, and one input, the 100th input is 0 or false, then the output would be false. Now understood, na? Right. So here is an example, right? Rainfall okay, rainfall greater than 56 and temperature less than 30. That is an expression. Okay, so here like okay, so for an example, we'll say the rainfall should be greater than 56, right? So we consider the rainfall. If it is greater than 56, if it is greater than 56, and if the temperature is less than 30, then the output would be true. Okay. If the rainfall is greater than 56 and the temperature is not less than 30, then the output would be false. Got what I said? This is an expression. They say the rainfall should be greater than 56 and the temperature should be less than 30. Then only the output would be true or correct. If it doesn't match these two, then the output would be false. The height greater than 60 and age less than 50. Okay. Okay. So here also you should compare. Like, okay, the height should be greater than 60 and the age should be less than 50. Then only it would be true. So let us consider 3 greater than or equal to 2 and 3 not equal to 3. So what would be the answer? It would be false, right? Because here 3 greater than or equal to 2 is true. It is right. The answer is correct. But 3 is not equal to 3 is false. So here true and here false. That means the expression will be false. Understood? Sasiyanti, understood?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. It is easy, right? Fine. So important, if at least one operator out of two operators is false, the AND evaluates to false. When only both operators are true, the expression of AND evaluates to true. Okay. The next one, O operator. O operator is any operator or any expression. If it is true, then the output will be true. So no need all the operator, no need all the expression to be on. For an example, here the first expression is false, the second expression is also false, so the third will be exactly false. The first one is false, second one is true, then it is true because one expression is true. Here also one expression is true, so the output would be true. Here both are true, so the output will be true. So here temperature greater than 30 or rainfall less than 55. So either the one is true, then it would be true. Here also let us consider 3 greater than or equal to, it is true, or 3 not equal to 3. It is false. But the output would be true because one of the expression is true. Okay, right. The next one, not operator. A true expression is always evaluated as false. You know this one, right? Whatever we say, it does the other side. If we say to go, it won't go. If we say don't go, it will go, right? So if the expression is false, then it is true. So that is here. So for an example, not temperature greater than 30. So it is what? They say not false, right? Not 5 equal to 5 is indicated as false statement. Therefore, 5 equal to 5 is true expression. Hence, the statement not is indicated as false. If it is not 5 equal to 5, then it is what? False, right? Because he said not. It is not equal, like not. The next one is operator precedence. Okay, first one not should be solved. After that, these things should be solved, and then these, after that, these will be solved. Right. So now the main part, how to write a normal Pascal programming. So let us identify the basic components of a normal Pascal program, right? So pretty easy. First of all, when we begin a Pascal programming, okay, when we begin, first we should write the name of the program. Okay, so you know, when you are going to make a, for an example, we'll say, I'm going to make a program on how to make a tea. So my program's name is tea, for an example. Okay, here this program is made to add numbers. This program is made to add numbers. So what is the program? Add number. Add num. What is the program here? Add num. It is not case sensitive. You remember what is case sensitive, right? It is not necessary to write down using the capital letters or the simple letters. No, whatever the letters you can use, you can write. And when you are writing names like this, just write down identifiable names, right? Name which can understandable names, right? So the program is add num. Within bracket, I am writing down that in this program, there are input and output. Input, comma, output within the bracket. So in this program, I am going to put inputs and also I am going to get some outputs. Semicolon. That means this statement is finished until here. Now understood what is the first row. So every Pascal programming, when you are starting, you will write something like this. It is considered like a heading. Okay. Now understood. So the program is add num. There are input and output. Semicolon means finished. That's it. So here, this one is not in the program, right? This is just an explanation. Name of the program add num. This is just an explanation, right? It is not needed to write down in your program. Now understood? Right. Understood? Say, please say yes if understood. Okay. So program, add number, there are input and output, semicolon means finish. The second one, I'm going to give some variables. I'm going to tell some variables which I am going to use in my program. So va, you remember, right? What is the meaning of va? Va. In va, I am going to add number 1, comma number 2, comma total. All these three variables are integer. Colon integer. So num1, num2 total are colon integer, semicolon, finished. Next line, average is colon real. You know what is an integer, you know what is a real. Okay. So here I declare the variables. I told what are the variables that I am going to use in this program. So integer mean what? Whole numbers, right? It can be minus or plus. Real means decimal numbers. It can be minus or it can be plus. Okay, got it? Right. Now I am going to begin my program. So here this is the program. All these are the program. Okay, we'll see. So I told you, can you remember when we drew flowcharts and when we wrote pseudocodes, I told each and everything has a start and an end, a beginning and an end. Like that, in Pascal programming also, there is a beginning and there is an end, right? Okay. So begin. I am telling to the Pascal programming, right? I am telling to my software, now begin, now start. When I execute my program, my software start, begin. So what is the meaning of begin? Beginning of the main program. Now it begins. It starts to calculate. First one, when you begin the program, when you open the program, write within bracket, within single inverted comma, welcome Pascal programming, semicolon. So what is this write welcome Pascal programming? If your program opens the interface, okay, for the first time when it opens the interface, the first line will be welcome Pascal programming. You can read the first line. This is the first line will be executed in your program. You can see welcome Pascal programming. So what is this? This is a what? If you can remember, we wrote something within single inverted comma. We call it as what? Anyone? Cha. Character. Cha. Good. So this is a cha. This is character. Right. So I told the program begin. When you begin, first of all, output. This is an output. Right mean outputting. So output welcome Pascal programming. Right. Now what am I going to do? This is a comment. Okay. This is not executing inside the program, but this is a comment. Just I am writing this. Now what am I going to do? So calculate total and average of two numbers. This is not necessary. It is not a must. If you want to write comments, you can write comments. Okay. So when you are writing comments, you can write it within curly brackets, right? Okay. Second one, write line. So there will be a line. You should write it. I am telling the program. Okay. There is a line. You should write enter first number to the user. Okay. So now the computer tells me enter first number. Right. When the program tells me enter first number, what I am going to do now? I am going to enter the first number, right? Using the keyboard, I am going to enter the number. So here when I enter the number, I am telling to the program, read num1. So that is the number 1. It is an input, right? I input a number. Now read the first number. Next. So see, each and every line when I finish, okay, when I finish telling each and every line, I should write or I should add this semicolon. If I missed even a single semicolon, your program won't work. Understood? It won't execute, right? Okay. Now the computer read my first number or number 1. Then I am telling after the user enters the first number, the program should tell me, okay, now enter the second number. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to enter the second number. So I am telling to the program, now read the second number. So read within bracket number 2, semicolon. So these are inputs. Read means inputs. Write line means outputs. Now I am going to execute an expression. So here the expression. After the user enters the 2 number, okay, and after the program reads the 2 numbers, now I am telling to the programmer what you should do. There is total. So the total colon equal to num1 plus num2. I am using expressions here, right? See, equal to num1 plus num2, semicolon, finish. So this is an expression. Second one, average is double dot colon equal total divide by 2. That is the average. So here these two are the expression which indicate the process. So these two are going to be processed here. Understood? Right. After it reads 2 numbers, then it calculates the total, then it calculates the average. Next line, I am telling total is within single quotation, total is, comma, here you should output the total, this one, this total. Same spellings should be there. If it is written with capital letters, you should write here as capital letters. Same, okay? Don't see here the total and the total here and the total here are same, right? The 3 totals are same. So make sure when you declare variables here, remember how you wrote the variable here. For an example, if you write here num1 and here you wrote number 1, then the program can't find which one you are telling, right? So write it as same. Don't change, okay? Second, after showing me the total, write line average is and show the average. Semicolon, end. So end means the program is finished. Here you should remember not to miss the colon and the semicolons. Also the single quotations, the brackets, you shouldn't miss these things, okay? Because in case if you miss those things, the program won't execute correctly, okay? There will be errors. So note, to write comment, you can write it within curly brackets, or else you can write like this, okay? Within bracket, after that within stars, 2 star can be also used. Program input and output are reserved words. You know that, right? So these are reserved words. Program means it is already reserved in the Pascal programming. Input also already reserved in Pascal programming. Output also is reserved in the Pascal programming. So you can't use this program input and output as variables. Can remember, right? Okay. Next one, addNum is an identifier. So identifiers, you can use whatever the name you want. This is the name of the program. It is not essential to indicate input output within brackets with the program name. So in means writing this input and output is not essential. It is not necessary. If you want, it's okay. Write down it within the bracket. If not, it doesn't matter. But you should write here program and the name of the program, right? Or the identifier. Read bracket and read line. Read ln mean line. Read ln bracket functions words are used for input. These are read is input. Read line also is input, right? Reading. When I input something, I am telling to the programmer, okay, the user is inputting something, now you read it. When the user inputs this, read it, I am telling. So read. Data is input to num1 variable through read num1. Data is input from read line within bracket from a new row. So read line means it is a new row. If it is a new row, you should write ln. It is a line, read line. So it comes in another line. Write and write line. Functions are used for output. From the function write within bracket within single quotation, welcome Pascal programming outputs, welcome Pascal programming. So it outputs, it will show us welcome Pascal programming. The function write line, average is average. This should be single quotation within single quotation. Okay, it is not, it should be in another side. Prints the value of the average variable in a new line. It will show us in the new line. Here it won't show the these three letters. Okay, it will show me the output of the average. For an example, we'll say the average is 23. So here it will show us as average is 23. It will show, I am telling to the program, here you write down the average which you obtain from the process. Okay, right. So when writing Pascal statements, semicolon is used at the end of an statement. Semicolon indicates the end of an statement. So you are telling statements, you are telling instructions, right, to the program. Do this, after that do this, after that do this. So I am telling the instruction. So each statement when you finish, the semicolon is a must. What happens with the expression total is equal num1 plus num2 is that it adds the variables num1 and num2 and assign result to the variable total. When I say the total equal num1 plus num2 means now I am inputting a number. Again, I am inputting another number. So that means the total should be added with these two numbers. So I am telling the program, right? So the variable total, this one is the assignment operator. This is the assignment operator. Total is equal num1 plus num2. Okay. Okay. Until we will meet at the next class. Thank you for joining the class and have a nice day, everyone.